Let's talk Tanya for the 5th of Cheshvan. We are in chapter 26 of Igeres HaKodesh, and in this chapter, the Alter Rebbe is explaining a passage from the Zohar, where the Zohar seemingly implies that Torah is divided into two parts, and there is the revealed part of Torah, which is the Eitz Hadas Tov Vara, the tree of knowledge of good and evil part of the Torah, which is what we study now before Mashiach comes. And then there's the Eitz HaChaim section of the Torah, the Kabbalah, which is what we will study when Mashiach comes. And in yesterday's Tanya, the Alter Rebbe asked several questions on this. How can we say that only the Kabbalah is the Eitz HaChaim, is the tree of life? After all, we know the entirety of Torah is the tree of life, especially since for most generations, most of the Jewish people didn't even study Kabbalah. It was hidden. Even the author of the Zohar himself, the Rabbi Shimon Bar Yochai, also studied the revealed part of Torah. That was yesterday. Today, the Alter Rebbe is going to take it a step further, and we're going to examine the next assertion of the Zohar. In other words, first we say that the part of Torah, which is Kabbalah, is the Eitz HaChaim, and then the Nigla, the revealed part of Torah, is the Eitz Hadas, the tree of knowledge of good and evil. But then the Zohar tells us that when Mashiach comes, we're no longer going to be studying anymore the Eitz Hadas part of Torah, the revealed part of Torah. We're studying only Kabbalah. The Alter Rebbe says, how are we to understand that? We know when Mashiach comes, the Torah is not going anywhere, and the halachas that pertain to us today will pertain to us then also, and many other halachas, many other laws, which actually will first come into effect then, and we're going to need to know the laws. And if we only study Kabbalah, how are we going to know what to do and what not to do? And the Alter Rebbe gives several examples. We know when Mashiach comes, one of the things we'll be doing is we'll bring in parnassa, we'll be offering sacrifices in the Holy Temple. To bring a sacrifice, you need to slaughter an animal. There are many intricate halachas involved in the slaughtering of an animal. It's not easy to become a shoichet. There are so many different laws that one needs to learn in order to know the right way to slaughter, the wrong way to slaughter, and obviously if you slaughter the wrong way, the animal is considered treif, it's not kosher. One of the big things about becoming a shoichet is that you need to learn how to sharpen your knife properly. The tiniest nick on a knife can render it invalid for use in slaughtering. Alter Rebbe says, what's going to happen? When Mashiach comes, the people don't study the laws, they're not going to know how to slaughter. And are you telling me that miraculously the knives are going to remain perfect the entire time without people knowing how to actually sharpen it properly and correctly? And there are many other laws. When Mashiach comes, we'll need to know the laws of purity and impurity. There will be people who will be dying then. We'll need to know the laws of impurity. Women will be giving birth when Mashiach comes. And we know that when a woman gives birth, that also is associated with a period of ritual impurity that comes after that. So if we do not study any of the nigla, the revealed parts of Torah, which teaches us what is permitted, what is not permitted, what is pure and what is impure, how are we going to know what to do? And Alter Rebbe says many places in the Talmud, we talk about Hilchas el Mashiach, a law which will apply when Mashiach comes. We know it says that Eliyahu Navi, one of the reasons why he will come is to teach us there are different laws which we're not sure one way or another, whether something is pure or impure, allowed or not allowed. And when Mashiach comes, Eliyahu Navi will teach us that. So we see that when Mashiach comes, definitely that will be something which we'll need to know. We'll need to know all these laws of the Nigla, the revealed part of Torah. So how can we say that when Mashiach comes, we will only be studying the Kabbalah, the Eitz HaChaim part of Torah, when it seems quite obvious we'll need also the knowledge from the revealed part of Torah. So these are the questions that Alter Rebbe asks on this passage, and obviously all this comes from a misunderstanding of something very central in this passage, and what exactly that is, we will start finding out in tomorrow's Tanya.